A Tennessee lawmaker has said screw you to traffic camera tickets by lighting them on fire. He's also urging citizens to ignore them. Now, personally, I am someone that is not a fan of the red light camera tickets and the machine speeding camera tickets. Now, I live in Washington, D.C., and in the last couple of years, they have put these speeding machine tickets all over the city.
But I feel like it's more Maryland than DC. Maryland is crazy, but Silver Spring is in Maryland.
That's true.
And
we are there right now.
Is crazy. They will park vans on the side of the street that look like just like a van that have speeding cameras inside.
Oh, so they have like mobile and they move around.
In residential areas, so you never know. You never know in Maryland.
Yeah, so I mean, like, and I got one of those mobile speeding tickets. Like, I was going 36 in a 25, and they gave me a $100 ticket.
I thought it was like a 12
That is right
mile.
over, but so that's the minimum. So if you're 10 or below, above the speed limit, they won't give you a ticket. But 11, I mean, and there's a big difference, I think, I mean, this is just me, between going 35 in a 25 and going 45 in a 35. I mean, I think the 25 tends to be a little bit low for a speed limit.
Depends on where you are, and it depends on who's around you. But at the same time, I still thought that they mattered. This guy is saying that clearly they don't matter at all. Okay, so this guy's advice apparently only applies to the state of Tennessee. We are not offering legal advice here. I don't even know if this is applicable in my state. DC's not a state, but close enough. Okay, so this guy's a Republican lawmaker, and he says when you get a traffic camera ticket, you should just burn it. His name is Andy Holt. He's a state representative, and he set a ticket ablaze and posted it on Facebook this past Wednesday. So he says, what do you do if you get one? Throw it away. Personally, I prefer to burn mine. What do you think about that, Tamara? I think he is crazy, number one. What is the point of having these out here if you don't have to pay them? Like, that sounds like such a waste of resources. And I have seen something like this before, but it was just a video I randomly saw on Facebook that was something from a European country, and he was saying that you could just rebuke the ticket by saying, it wasn't me. That was not me. That was
You're
not me.
You're talking about a camera ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the DC tickets, it actually says that you are responsible for the ticket no matter who's driving, because the ticket is issued to the person who the car is registered under, not the driver.
That makes sense.
So this guy is basically saying, and the argument is as follows. They say that because these tickets are issued by a third party and not actually by a lawmaker, or not a lawmaker, by an officer of the law, they're not valid. And there is a reason why he thinks this. So these ticket companies basically go around the country and they talk to small cities, municipalities, big cities, and they go around, they talk to the lawmakers, and they say, listen, here are our numbers. If you let us set up these cameras all around your city, you're going to get increased revenue. We're going to take a % of the profit, and everybody wins except the drivers. Yeah. Right? And it looks good for the city because they bring in more money. This company is making hand over fist doing it. But Holt thinks that it's unconstitutional. He says no one likes to be caught violating traffic offenses regardless of how they're cost, but they have a legal obligation to properly address it. Okay, that's not from him. He says something different.
One thing that I do kind of find fault in this, though, is I know personally I've moved around a lot just from going from college to house to different house, and none of my addresses match up. And if I get pulled over, when I've gotten pulled over before, they're like, are you aware none of this matches up? And I'm like, yes, but I'm not going to pay money to get my address changed so I can get a new license, so I can get a new registration, so I can get a new this, and wait however many weeks in the middle of time to do this and then have everything match up for me to move one more time and then have to do it all over again. Because apparently it's illegal to have all of these different addresses. So where are they sending these?
Apparently you're not going to get them.
That is
well,
my
they send them to
question.
the address where your car's registered, but if your registration's not up to date.
Your registration is up to date enough, I guess. I don't know, but that's my thing is, like, I feel like I have tickets like just being sent into the middle of nowhere. Like,
it's possible. Well, and that's the other point. So he says that these tickets are unconstitutional, and people are not aware that these citations, because they're not directly from a law enforcement officer. They can't affect your credit score or report. They can't affect your driver's license. You're not going to get points for not paying it, and your insurance isn't going to go up. He actually introduced legislation which passed in Tennessee saying that information needs to be written on all the citations. So non-payment will not affect your credit score, your driver's license, or your car insurance. He said that the companies operating these cameras are in direct violation of Tennessee state law because only commissioned law enforcement officers can review the cameras and determine when a violation occurs. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I wish that I could do this in DC, but I feel like you can't get away with it here. But yeah. I don't know. I think this is something that's going to come up more because it's kind of unfair. I do kind of think that they are doing their job, though. Speed cameras, if you know there's a speed camera somewhere that you drive by every single day, you slow down, and so does everyone around you. And so... Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think that, like, speeding necessarily is the best way to reduce traffic fatalities. Like, you look like a place like Germany, for instance, where they actually don't have marked speed limits. And they have marked speed limits, not on the Autobahn, but a lot of other places everywhere else. Sure, but their traffic fatalities are not any higher than ours with no marked speed limits on the Autobahn. I don't know. I think I feel like this is its own story in and of itself, is speed and fatalities, which I think are very direct.